feel about Lizzo right now?
Tell me your feelings on Lizzo, because I was catching up on TikTok, all the stories, and they aren't looking great.
Well, let's
Yeah.
sidetrack for a moment.
Okay.
Never liked Lizzo. I feel like I never ever said that to anybody because I feel like people would clutch their pearls and be like, you don't like Lizzo? I never liked her. I didn't like her music. There was just nothing about her that like drew me to her as an artist. And so when I saw all of this stuff come out, I immediately thought to myself, where there's smoke, there is fire. People don't just say things like this,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people have said, obviously, she's under a tremendous amount of fire right now. But people have said it's her management team that's to blame. That is such a crock of shit. It would be like me, Jess, and my team or whatever, the team that I have, and you coming to me or something and saying like they did X, Y, and Z. I would never let it slide.
Right.
They'd be done. Like, I run shit here,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Like, Lizzo, you're the boss.
Yeah.
What you say goes. So you can't blame it on management because you're in charge of all of that.
Yes. And surely you've heard, let's say worst case scenario, her management were monsters behind the scene. It doesn't go, it's not like she would never know or never, you hear about those things.
Well, and I also think that as the artist, and yes, I can only imagine how busy you are, but I imagine that Taylor Swift's dancers feel comfortable enough to come up to her and say when they're uncomfortable. It's your job to create a positive work environment for everybody who is in your camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
The job is already stressful enough. There's hundreds of millions of dollars that are at stake and people putting money into you, your tours, your performances, whatever it may be. There's no reason why your backup dancers who are literally on stage with you couldn't feel comfortable enough to come up to you for 2 minutes and tell you like, hey, I just wanted to let you know Johnny is making me do X, Y, and Z, and I feel extremely uncomfortable. You call the meeting, you say, Johnny, this is fucked up. You got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm on the opposite end of you as far as liking her. I loved Lizzo.
Really?
I did. I loved her. I thought she was just a bad bitch, so confident. I was like, yes.
Loved all of that.
I just
Loved all of
yes,
that.
and I loved her music, and I loved all of it. So the second the first story came out and it started getting traction, I was so disappointed because I was like, this is going somewhere. Like, this isn't just a one-off, like, one story too. Like, this is going somewhere, and that's super disappointing because I've always loved her.
How do you feel now?
I mean, I'm keeping up with the stories, but it's just disappointing. I'm just disappointed. All you have, one of the main things you have is how you treat people in life and how you interact with people. Like, that is, we're all humans.
Well, once you're like done on this planet, no one sits there and they're like, that person was so rich. Right?
Exactly.
They'll talk about your music, but really it's about like how they were as people.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I've experienced when I, am talking to friends or when someone passes who is like an icon, it's about the art and how they were as people. How is she going to get rid of this?
I
Like this
know.
is going to be on her forever.
How is she going to come back from it? How is she going to, yeah, it's a shame. It's really disappointing.
Do you think she really body shamed someone?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know any of it. I want to do it. My initial thought is believe these people because yeah, it's probably extremely hard to come out and be like, yeah, I was so excited to work for this who I thought was an icon and this boss, and then this is how she treated me. It's embarrassing. Nobody wants to come out and say that.
I love that you said that because it takes a tremendous amount of courage for someone to come forward on someone as high level as Lizzo
Yeah.
and share their story, especially because you have the people who are diehard saying, well, like, what did you do?
Yes.
Then your past is looked into and all of these things, anything they can use to discredit you and your truth is what they're going to use. Like, it's not an easy spot to be in.
No, and it shouldn't be embarrassing, but I'm just saying I get if some people feel that way. I was watching a TikTok about a girl who said that. She was like, I was embarrassed because I looked up to this woman and this is how I was treated. So,
oh my hell.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Well, thank God I didn't have to go in and delete any of her music because I don't even have any on my phone. I do not like her music. The only song I have on my phone is dun, 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 na, 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 na.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I'm like, please turn it off.
It was like a summer vibe for me last summer. I
Oh
know.
no.
Oh, no.
So was it a horrendous summer for you then? Just kidding. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next week.